Hello everyone, I'm Jace.
And I'm Yin Ling.
Welcome to another episode of our Freelance Creative Exchange, where every episode we talk to different freelancers about freelancing as well as the gig economy.
Yes, so today we have very special guests with us today. They are a duo called ParaMercy who focuses on or specialize in a raw hardstyle. And they're made up of ParaNoid and Swave. Right?
Swave Emercy.
Yeah. Swave Emercy.
Yeah. Just call him Swave for short, right?
Yeah.
Is it alright with you?
Definitely, it's fine.
Okay.
It is actually quite interesting because if you look at our past episode plus today's sessions, right, this is the first time that we have DJs.
That's true.
That join us in the show.
Previously it was all very things that we're a bit more familiar with in terms
Yep.
of, filmmaking or copywriting or illustration designers and stuff. So it's very interesting to have the both of you here today with us. So maybe you can
Yep.
tell us a little more about what you guys do.
Okay, firstly, thanks for having us here. It's such an honor to have ParaMercy in your episode. Okay,
Welcome.
so hi everyone. Okay, I'm DJ ParaNoid and half of ParaMercy. I'm a DJ, audio engineer, AVL tech crew, DJ instructor, event organizer, and talent manager for AfterDark Singapore, and as well as event organizer for an event brand called Hard Acension. And
I'm Swave Emercy. I do productions. I used to study aerospace avionics.
Wow.
But it kind of got sidetracked halfway.
Okay.
I was a guitarist from a band and I transitioned to a DJ. In my actual job, I work as an AVL. But in ParaMercy wise, we perform together as a duo. Most of the time, I'll be on the decks doing most technical stuff. Well, ParaNoid is on the mic and he's usually hyping the crowd.
Right.
see.
So we understand that your music direction is more like hardstyle. Do you think you can explain to us a bit more about what exactly does hardstyle means? What kind of music you are more into compared to the other DJs? How do you differentiate yourself?
Yeah, how is it different from the normal EDM that you hear out there?
Yeah.
okay, because to us, right, hardstyle is more than just a music genre. It's love. It's every hardstyle party is special. We will try to make every hardstyle party as special, as unique as possible. It's the dedication of the diehard fans that shows, during parties, all that rah-rah stuff we do, all that left-right crowd control things, all that pincer, so it's all about the love,
Right.
And we started off as EDM DJs, and, for a few years, and then we think, we wanted to do something different for the music scene, you see. So we won't be like everyone else. You see. So we want to step out of our comfort zone and do something different.
So ParaMercy focuses more on hardstyle type of music, but
Yes.
each individually, you are still DJs in
Yes.
your respective right in that sense. So how do you come upon your first ever gig? I mean, it's like, I guess people will be interested to know, okay, so if I'm interested to be a DJ, so how do I go about doing it?
Yeah,
Because
like,
there's
do they-
no school that I go to, right?
Do you step into clubs
Yeah.
and like, hey, can I be a DJ?
Or do I come up to you and say that, hey, I got this talent, can you take me as your disciple?
There are
How does-
schools. There are
Okay.
schools specialize in providing DJ courses. Like MO DJ.
Okay.
And Shoning. Just to name a few.
Okay.
And they do actually provide first-hand experience on the DJ setup, a full DJ setup,
Okay.
trained by talented turntablists, like DJ Rattle, he's a DMC champion, and DJ Shoning from Japan, he's the, if I'm not wrong, he's a DMC #1 from New York, I think. So they're talented DJs, but this is just a stepping stone, you see. You need to get the basic fundamentals right first, and then you can go out and, talk to real DJs and, see whether you can hitch up a gig.
Right.
Because for myself, I went through almost the same journey as everybody else,
Yeah.
Started off to learn DJs to learn DJing on a software,
Yeah.
and slowly move on to CDs. Back then, it only has CDs and thumb drives, So after that, then I move on to turntablism, using real vinyls and digital vinyl system that links to a laptop, So from then on, I'm ready to be a DJ, and then I started off, talking to people like like former DJs, active DJs to ask for tips and tricks on how to get the gig, basically. And at the same time, we make mixtapes. Maybe a 30-minute long, 45-minute, an hour long mixtape, post it online, get people interested.
Okay.
And someone took notice of me and actually called me up, and, do you want to try the gig? I said, well, fine, why not, right? So I went down, did an audition, and I got a job.
Oh, wow. So you're very happy after that's your first ever gig?
Yes,
right?
it's the first ever gig. Wow. It was a small bar, So I kind of started off from there and slowly evolved into bigger clubs and eventually the AfterDark warehouse in front of like 500 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I heard that you started on the same day as well. Like your first gig also is just coincidentally both of you.
Yeah.
So is it the same gig? It's the same gig?
No, it's a different gig. Same day, different gig.
Yeah.
Was your journey of getting your first gig similar?
To me, it was kind of tough. For a shy Malay boy like me, and then walking around in a industry where normally Malays shouldn't hang out in.
Oh, is that
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I had to talk to a few people of different atmospheres, of different backgrounds. So I had to step out of my zone quite a lot. And at times it gets tiring.
I can imagine.
But looking back, is there certain things that you wish you could have do it better that time so that you can actually jump over the hurdle easier, or actually
Something that I wish that I could have done better.
like
Basically, if I had talked more during my early days in like school, maybe I could have gotten along easier with a lot of people.
So
Kinda thing.
do the both of you think that this job of DJing is not just when you go out and then you start performing, or when you're making music, it's a lot of the actual scene of being involved in the scene and hanging out with the same
Yes,
crowd?
yes, definitely, yes. You gotta,
It's like to be on stage, you have to know how it feels like to be on the floor.
right,
Yes.
right.
I never thought of it that way actually. It's like, okay, just go out there. Let's go.
because for me, right, you gotta look at things in different perspective. You see, you can't just see things in one direction. You gotta see things in many different directions. So you get a hang of how is it be like to in the other person's shoes, and how is it how other people feel like it being in our shoes. You see, so you get that interaction going.
So do you think it affects you, like after being down in the crowd? Do you think like having the experience of going to different crowds help you make your music better as well? Like actual experience when you're
Well,
creating.
for me, because the path we chose, Hardstyle, is something different from everything else, you see. So we will try to implement a few changes that relates to Hardstyle to cater to the general crowd. So that we can get things going, you see.
So are the crowd mainly local audiences that you're referring to, or actually there's also international audiences that you're referring to?
Definitely both.
Yes, both.
Okay.
Because you guys do quite a few international gigs as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where have you guys performed? What's the most memorable
Thailand,
one?
Malaysia, Japan, quite a few places.
So you mentioned you're an event organizer. Have you ever met with a situation where the client hire you but doesn't like your style?
We have a few, but not as an event organizer, because for us, event organizer, we mainly do is we pitch our proposal to the clubs, to the venue, and we discuss and stuff like that. And basically, some of them they rejected us, and some of them they allow us to do whatever we want. So
The guys got you in, or hired you guys basically know what they're getting already.
yes, pretty much yes.
Okay. But as a DJ, has that ever happened? Like, how do you actually, because it's a very live feedback, it's very different, I think, from a lot of the other freelancers that we work with, a lot of other creators that we work with. You actually get that live feedback at that moment. So, a crowd is very important also. So have you ever faced that situation where you're not getting that response that you want from the crowd?
Definitely, yeah. It's because we work daily, like at night. At times we have customers coming in who don't prefer hard music.
Yeah.
Prefers something milder.
I see.
So if you work normally as a DJ, you shouldn't be that the brand that you bring about. So what you do is you mix the things that is common to the crowd as well as your own thing,
I
so
see.
that you can blend it together.
So basically, you got to cater to the crowd, you know,
Yeah.
because after all, they are the one paying for everything.
Yeah, so you got to feel it out, and then say, okay, maybe you got to tone it down here a bit, and then
Yes, definitely, yes.
some of them, if they really like are feeling it, then you go a bit higher.
Yeah, so we got to adapt to changes. So sometimes we have to go open format. You know, we have to mix multiple genres together in a set to cater to everybody. You know, we can't, of course, we can't cater to, we can't make everyone happy, but we will try our best. You know, as DJs, it's part of our job.
So you also mingle with DJs from the other countries, right? So compare between Singapore and say the DJ scene in other countries, do you think it's harder to get noticed in Singapore?
For me, it's pretty much the same actually. You know, I wouldn't say it's different, but Singapore market is very small because we only have so many dance clubs. You know, but other country it can be hundreds and thousands of clubs. You know, so for them it may be easier and harder because many clubs means more DJs. You know, so the supply and demand is a bit different from Singapore. You see, so it's very hard to say which is different, which is better. You know. So I would say it's pretty much the same, just that it's just different market in different countries.
So from your journey from a DJ, then eventually now you're come together as ParaMercy and setting up companies, working together. So in the many roles that y'all play, right, which one do you think is the most challenging role that you need to overcome?
For me, as a ParaMercy or as an event organizer?
It can either one of
Which
them.
one?
Which
Yeah,
one?
Maybe
Yeah,
it's the fact that you guys have to juggle.
Yeah.
Yes, because for as an event organizer, it's hard to pitch to clubs that don't really accept hard music, you know, because for them, mostly they will rather stick to mainstream music, you know. So we will continue to work hard, you know, organize our own events, and then hopefully, you know, we can make a change.
So how about Swave? What do you think are the hardest part of the many roles that you play, and you need to put a bit more effort to overcome it?
To me, it's like during event day, so because most of us will have to multitask a lot of things.
Yeah.
And normally I will take the head AVL, so
Okay.
like you will set up sound check. After sound check, perform as your duo, and maybe if our solo aliases are playing, and after that, after everything is all over, you're like tired and you still need to pull all the cables, coil.
Roll back all the cables.
So it's not just a matter. I think I always thought it was just like you just show up for the show and then you just do it.
Well, that's like for our own events.
Yeah, our own event is different, you know, we got to do everything from scratch.
So speaking about that, right? I know it's like a balance between wanting to do your own music and then having all this business side of it, like organizing your own event or organizing events for other clients as well or clubs. Which one do you think you prefer? Like if you had a choice, would you just prefer to just focus on your music, or did you get into the event organizing because you liked it? Or the other stuff like teaching and stuff.
For me, I would rather focus on making music. Yes, for sure, yes. But it's hard at first, but as time goes by, we kind of get used to it. We got to juggle between organizing events and generating income and then making music. So I would say a little bit of here and there. You see. So, but after all, I would still prefer to focus just on music.
How about Swave yourself? Do you find yourself liking to do the other stuff more so, or just music?
Other stuff? In terms of music production, I kind of enjoy doing it. I mean, like, for example, yesterday I took the entire day off just to sit in the studio the entire night. So
Nice. That must have been a great night.
Every night alone, I was like, yeah, my own sound.
Yeah, but I guess it's all because you all have a common passion, right? Passion for music and things like that. So how do you see ParaMercy, going to be going forward? What's your big plan for ParaMercy, in terms of the music part of it?
Our plan is to release an EP as soon as possible.
As a duo.
Yeah, as a duo, yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
And moving forward, we hope to play in more gigs in locally and internationally, maybe. But for now, we just gonna work hard and build a scene, push the music, and hopefully someday, somehow, we will be there.
I'm sure you.
So on your journey there, can you share with us, or is it like a bit of hush hush? What kind of projects are you guys working on right now?
Currently, we have 2 projects on hand now. We are working on. Me and Swave are working on it, as well as my own projects as ParaNoid. I have 1 on hand, 60% done. So stay tuned.
Yeah. You must let us know so we can actually let our audience know as
Yes,
well.
of course. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Swiss also your EP. When it's out, you have to let us know.
It's definitely out already.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
My EP
So how
is
do you-
out.
how
For
do you
ParaMercy,
distribute?
it's not yet.
Okay. So for your EP, right? How do you actually distribute it?
My EP, I'm already signed to a label in New Zealand called E4 Records.
Oh wow. Okay.
As my solo name, lah. It's
Okay.
not ParaMercy.
Okay.
It's like so that I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
When that is the case, right? Is there any conflict of interest when that happens, when you have your own solo act and then when you have
Yeah.
your duo act as well? I'm not sure. Is there any cases or any chance of a conflict of interest?
Yes and no, because for ParaNoid, it's more to freestyle. So, and for ParaMercy, is focusedly mainly on raw hardstyle. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
So when you guys, do you guys have trouble differentiating then your individual styles along with your duo style, ParaMercy style?
Not really. If anything else, it gives us a wider view.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because now you get the chance to play in both different types of genres, basically.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, no matter what, it's still hardstyle. We kind of enjoy it, so yeah.
Yes.
It's so. By the way, the hardstyle. I know just now you were mentioning, it's. My impression of it is that it's not just purely music. It is about the experience of being in the club itself, the performance itself, and then the how the people perceive it and the actual movements of everybody in the club, not only the DJs but the audience as well. Am I right?
Yeah, yes. As I mentioned, hardstyle is more than just a music genre to us. It's more of the interaction between the DJs and the crowd and the love from the diehard fans, because festivals such as like DEFCON 1, Climax, they have wonderful shows, light shows, fireworks, and stuff like that. So it makes the whole hardstyle experience beautiful, intensifying the festival experience that you would never get anywhere else.
Yeah, it's not just like just listen music and just bobbing your head, just jumping up and down, right?
Yeah, there's a somewhat different feeling when you're actually like in an EDM festival and a hardstyle festival. When you're in a hardstyle festival, you kind of feel that bond between the stage and the crowd kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like for EDM, all you ever hear is just people just shouting and shouting. It's like, no offense, it's just I feel that there's that chemistry going on.
It's a very different experience now altogether.
I'm just wondering, right? I mean, it's like having many years as DJ, right? So, and DJ usually you kind of work at night, and then during the day you probably take a nap or take a rest. So, how is your family very supportive of you in this in this role? Or do you have to spend a lot of time convincing your family that this is your passion, this is what you like to do?
From the start, my mom disapproved it. She said, "Come on, get a real job. Come on, you can't do this full time."
This is a job. This is a job.
Yeah, but as time goes by, she'd be like, you're doing okay, man. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is what I choose. So I decided to go with it, and then of course, we have we have to do some sideline jobs as well to sustain our income.
Yeah.
And eventually, we it's hard to juggle at first, between the daytime and the nighttime because we have irregular sleeps, irregular meals. But you get a hang of it over time, you see, because we have been doing this for like many years.
How about Swave yourself? Did you get any? What was the feedback from your family?
Feedback from my family,
Yeah.
definitely they wouldn't accept it at first. They'll be like, what are you doing in a club?
So how do you convince them?
Like,
then?
how did I convince them?
How did they come about accepting, this DJ as a proper job?
Because at first, like I said, I was a band guitarist. So like music was my thing. And I told them this is how I like it to be. I mean, I wouldn't want to spend my days working in a garage, sweating and it's like that's definitely not what I can do till I'm old. My bones would probably fall apart. And then after some time, I steadily showed the amount of salary that I brought in, and they seemed to be steady with it. So yeah,
So
they took it after time.
when do you think was the turning point? When it was really like, here's my paycheck, or do you know, like after a while, it's more of a feeling of, oh, you can take care of yourself, that kind of thing. Was there any particular turning point where you suddenly realize, hey, your family has started to accept your career choice?
For me, it was exactly a year after NS.
No,
Exactly
a year after
It is.
this.
That's not long. Sorry.
I mean, like after NS, they see that I could handle my own, and like I went back into the music industry, and then she was like, "Are you sure?" And yeah, then I brought back a decent amount of pay, and they are fine with it. So it's
Yeah,
like
so
to
as a
me,
whole-
as long as they don't complain, I'm
So actually, they're still quite supportive of whatever that you chose, right? At the end of the day.
yeah, definitely. After I make a new track, I always show it to my mom, my dad, even though they sometimes don't understand it.
Right.
Do they still question you about your choices now, or is it nah? It's okay. I don't know, because my parents still ask me about it. Every once in a while.
My neighbors still ask me, today you are on MC or you're on leave, because they cannot accept that we were actually at home, like 12 p.m. that kind of timing, or
Because to me, it's like it's not always about the money. I mean, to me, what to me is like what makes you happy, because money comes by happiness. So as long as you're happy doing what you love, I think it's okay, you see. Yeah, that's my point of view.
Yeah, but you're doing very well. That's why.
I wouldn't say that, but as long as I'm happy, so
Right.
money isn't everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you need it, but it's not everything. But I'm glad that I'm doing something that I love, and I'm happy doing it. So
Yeah.
that is all that matters.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, I think that's very important, especially to a lot of the creative, right? Because I think a lot of them has to face a point in time where they have to decide should they continue to pursue their passion or should they actually take out a full-time job, right? Convert into a full-time employee, and then get regular paycheck. I think this is a constant struggle that a lot of the local, I would say Singapore freelance creative actually face. So glad to hear that you have overcome your challenges.
Yeah.
But in terms of the business aspect of, I would say, DJ scene in Singapore, right? Do you see it ballooning in the next couple of years? Or is there any changes that you think you would see in the local DJ scene?
It really depends on what direction you are going, because some of the DJs who are active DJs, they only do it in the bedroom. So they are bedroom DJs, they are club DJs, So in club DJ aspect, I can see that a lot of new DJs are coming up. So it's kind of like a challenge, but as well as motivation, to work harder. You see. So, but what I feel that every DJ must have is a branding for themselves. So when you're on stage, the crowd will like, okay, this guy is, what's he gonna play? Instead of this guy come out, like, who is he, what he's gonna play? That kind of thing. So branding for a DJ is very, very important. This is what every new DJ should know.
How would you propose you do that, or how do you guys do it for yourself? Because I see you guys have done it very well for yourself, both as solo acts as well as ParaMercy.
Yeah.
okay, from the start, we have some struggles because we have to cater to the mainstream crowd. You know, slowly we got to adapt to a certain style that we love, and then to implement it to cater to the mainstream crowd. You know, so for the first few years, it's kind of like a struggle for us, and then slowly, you know, the crowd we get the crowd to accept it, and then eventually they love it. So that's our ultimate goal for everyone. You see, is to get everyone, you know, to get our audiences to interact and with us in hardstyle music.
So is it a lot of on the ground kind of branding? Like actually, like you said, you guys have to interact with the crowd themselves, right? I mean, when you're off stage, it's a bit about being in the scene and actually meeting the people who are listening to your music. Is it more of that, or do you guys go onto social media a lot? You know, do you guys, like you mentioned, so you put a lot of your works online. You know, so how important is each factor in terms of branding?
I would say both, because some of them, they might heard your mix somewhere, but they haven't attended a hardstyle gig or the gigs that we play in. So to us, is we try to influence as in many platforms as possible to reach out to more people, so that to encourage them to come to our events or the gigs that we perform in, to experience the hardstyle experience.
So sorry. No, I was just wondering. So, Swave, you mentioned that you were also represented by a New Zealand record label. So, how did they found you? How did you manage to actually get their attention and get them to sign you as an artist under their label?
It was pretty simple. Actually, I found them.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, at first, I was like thinking maybe I should give it a try, a label. I mean, I've never actually joined a label before, and I don't know how these contracts work. And apparently, they were looking for more hardstyle artists. After that, I went up to them. It's like, would you be interested to sign my track? And it turned out to be like, yeah, we'll be interested to sign your track. How about we sign you as an artist instead?
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah,
So when you
it
say you
progressed
went up to them, how did you actually do that? You know what's
We have this group called Hardstyle SG. Yeah, apparently one of them posted a post inside. Like, it said we are now recruiting hardstyle artists. And then we're like admins inside that group. So
We are one of the founders of the group. The community is more mainly a community for hardstyle lovers from Singapore and expats and people around Southeast Asia to join us as we actively share posts, hardstyle related posts and news, locally, regionally and internationally, so that we can have a larger hardstyle reach.
So does that consider as engagement with the audiences as
Yes.
well?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, totally didn't know
Okay.
there's such a scene going on.
Yeah. So you also mentioned that you actually are talent agency in that sense, right? So you manage talent as well. So how do you look for those talent in the first place?
Okay. For AfterDark agency, we tend to recruit DJs to sign under AfterDark, so that we can help promote and push them to perform in places and gigs, locally, regionally. And for my role is, I will get them to send a demo, unpublished demo to myself, and I will go through them myself, and I will select a few of them which I think that is commentable, and I will send them to the AfterDark director personally, and he will vet through it one by one. So if he thinks that they are good, a contract will be offered to them, or we might consider them as an artist in our lineup for our future events.
So, but just now you mentioned also the audience's reaction, because you all deal with them, live, right? So their reaction is very obvious and all this. So for those newcomers, right, if they have no name, no reputation, then how easy it is to actually put them on stage that people would want to interact with them?
Yeah, can you just okay, this is a
Yeah.
new person, and will the crowd accept them easily, or is it like a gamble when you do that?
Yeah.
I would say a little bit of both, because if we decide to sign someone, we will have an announcement in our official Facebook page, as well as in different groups, in different hardstyle groups, to show that AfterDark has signed this person as a DJ, as an MC, and maybe we will publish their demos online so that the audiences and the people can have a slight taste of what's the music direction the artist is like, be it like a raw hardstyle, euphoric hardstyle, or hard trap, So we will announce them, so that the people will have a better idea of what the artist is gonna be like. We always welcome fresh talent, so anyone interested, you can drop me an email.
Yeah. But you also mentioned, right, they should actually have a demo set, right?
Yes.
So anybody who are interested, right, to come to your first, they must have a demo, right? They must prove to you all that they can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, so the first step is actually to have a demo, right? And then after that, coming up to you to actually ask for advice and how can it be a better DJ in that sense lah. Yeah. I'm just curious, right? So in terms of because you all wear so many hats, right? So which of the role that actually bring you the greatest in that sense, greatest so-called money in that sense, right? Which one pay you the most?
Which one has the
Being a
most
DJ,
salary?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. Which one has most? Which one pay you the most?
Majority,
right?
pays majority of your
So is
bills,
it being an
basically.
event organizer pay more of your bill, or being a talent managers pay more of your bill, or even like becoming your own EP? Does that which one actually now help you to actually make more money lah in that sense?
For me, is DJing is one.
Okay.
As well as being an AVL crew, because I operate lights and sound.
For any events lah.
Yes.
In that sense. Yeah. How about Swave?
For me, the same as him, because we both work as DJs and AVLs, like our full-time job.
So we will swap roles,
Also, sometimes like for your gig, he's doing the technical side, and then on your gig, he's doing the technical side, the AVL side and stuff. Is that how it goes?
Not in that terms.
Not in that sense, because we both work in different clubs, you see.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, if for example Zook hired us to play for their event, it'll be a bit weird for me to do the EVL for them. They already have their technical crew.
I can obviously tell.
Yeah.
I'm just stay at home kind.
Right, great. So, thank you so much for sharing, right? I think our audiences will probably have a better idea, right? If they're interested to become a DJ, where do they go to, who should they talk to? But before we actually wrap it out, I just have one last questions that I would like that we ask, every guest who come to our podcast, is that if you have one piece of advice to give to your younger self, what would that be? Don't have to answer straight away. You can think about it, right?
first.
Yeah. So
Me first.
one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
I would say set a goal for yourself, discover new opportunities as you go, and life is all about choices. So make your choice right.
That's great.
For my younger self,
To your younger self, not too far away. Very recent, is it?
Or when you're first starting out.
Yeah, or when you first starting out. Yeah.
don't give up, and please break up with that girlfriend of yours.
That's deep. That's deep.
Because you want to focus on building your career, right? You're not distracted.
Technically, it's kind of hard to find like
right.
a significant other that actually supports you.
And they have very different hours as
Yeah,
well, right? You guys
yeah.
work at night a
Yeah.
lot, and then at home.
But now they have each other lah. Now you all found each other.
We do get a lot of these type of questions, like when are you gonna marry Swave,
Is your parent worry? Parent worry about that?
No, not really.
Don't have the weird questions. When?
That is so wrong,
But really, I think it's never give up. I think this is one thing, right? Because if you really truly believe in your passion, right, then you really have to show people. I mean, just like how you have to overcome it, right, with your family members, convincing everybody that hey, this is a business after all. It's a proper job, right? It's not like what people who always think that they're just having fun, they're drinking, they're just getting themselves drunk, things like that. But it's a proper job and people are enjoying it. It's experience, right? You're selling an experience to people and make people happy, most importantly. And
Yes.
of course, make yourself happy.
Of course, that also matter. You first thing is you gotta be happy in what you are doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to work be it a high-paying job, I don't really want to work a job for the rest of my life. Be feeling down. It's just another day
You're
passing.
just gonna regret. Right?
Yeah,
Day-to-day.
at least you are doing something that you love, and you're happy doing it. I think that's all that matters. You see.
And actually, it's very heartening also to see two friends who are able to work very well together and actually come out to do a duo. I don't think we have. I mean, I'm sure we have friends who came out to do their own businesses also together. But it's great that you two actually come out as a brand together. It's the duo. It's quite rare actually to see that happening.
I think it's a differentiating brand, right? You have a very strong branding. So when people look at you, they know what you stand for. I think that is actually very important. You have a unique voice in a very competitive market.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
All right. So with this, thank you so much. Thank you, Swave. Thank you, ParaMercy.
Thank you, Jace.
No problem.
Thanks for having us. It's such an
You're
honor.
welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of our Freelance Creative Exchange.
If you have liked this episode, please go ahead and click the like button or comment in the comment section below.
Subscribe.
Now.
All right. Till then, have an awesome week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.